My apology for the noise that you may be hearing outside, but that's because Apple just dropped some news. I am pressed for time once again, which means another sleepless night, and that means we have to deal with the snowblower in the background. Hey, I'm not complaining too much. It's been broken for about a week now, and now that's recently fixed. Oh, thank God, I'm finally gonna have a parking spot again. But that's not the point of this video. This is about the iPhone 16e. And it's a interesting one. Let's begin. Goodness gracious, how does that thing run? All right, February 19th? Yes, is the day today, and Apple had just launched another press release video thingamajig again. Yeah, I guess Apple is abandoning the events now, so is there anything to be excited for in terms of that again? That's unfortunate. Anywho, we did get the iPhone 16e today, and let's just say it's a real interesting one. For one, this signifies the death of a few things like lightning. Thank goodness, we've been stuck with that connector for too many years, if I'm being honest. Product red iPhones, which, yeah, now we're back to basic, boring black and white, unless you want the regular 16 or the 16 Pro iPhones. Oh wait, they're still technically selling the 15 on their site too. So, okay, there's still some color options, but product red ain't one of them, sadly. This is also the death of the home button, and thankfully for me at least, Touch ID. Yes, to all of you internet snobs who say, no, it has to have a fingerprint scanner. The phone is useless without a fingerprint scanner. I beg to differ, as someone with eczema. Right now, fingerprint scanners are really hard for me, which is why I really appreciate Face ID, and that was the reason why I stupidly spent way more money than I should have on an iPad Pro instead of an iPad Air, because I care too much about having Face ID over Touch ID. But yeah, Touch ID is gone, the home button is gone, and the smaller phone size option is gone as well. Yes, as of right now, the smallest iPhone you can buy from apple.com today is 6.1 inches. Apple really must love that form factor, because when did that get introduced? The same year as, I don't know, the greatest iPhone of all time, in my personal opinion. So yeah, a lot of things are dead now. Product red, lightning, home button, Touch ID. But this iPhone 16e did bring a lot to the table, to my surprise. It first brought, obviously, an all-screen display, the same one that they used on the iPhone 13 and 14, that display. So it's OLED, the cheapest iPhone you can buy on Apple's website. It has OLED. Anyone cares about that? It also has the same notch design as the 13 and 14, hence why I said it has that display. Though funny enough, despite having the exact same display as the 14 and 13 series, it happens to have the side rails of the 16 series. Yes, that's right. It has the action button instead of the, honestly, I personally think is more useful, ringer switch. I know, I'm full of hot takes when it comes to the smartphone industry. I've been mentioning for a while now that Apple has managed to always build an iPhone that is more disappointing than the last for the past how many years. But yeah, the 16e has an action button. Yay to anyone who's not me, basically. We also have USB-C, the superior port, and this is the biggest reason why I think the majority of us have been waiting for this iPhone to come. It has USB-C. It's now EU approved, I guess. Though despite having the same body mostly of the 14/the 13 series, there's a lot of parts on that Apple has actually replaced, and it really doesn't follow iPhone SE tradition, hence why they probably gave it a different name. See, the iPhone SE has always had a tradition of, well, just use the previous generation body. I'm talking like body design in general, not just use last year's iPhone and such. Basically, what they did with the original SE is, oh, the iPhone 6 was out, let's use the iPhone 5S's body. That type of thing. And then same thing happened with the SE2. The SE2 basically took the iPhone 8's body and modernized that. The SE3 only added 5G because,
oh, the phone's not valuable if it doesn't have 5G. It's worthless without 5G.
The stupidity. I am trying to deal with the stupidity here. Yeah, that's the only reason why the iPhone SE3 came into existence. But this time, with this new budget iPhone, it doesn't really follow that. I mean, sure, it's borrowing some parts from previous gen iPhones, like the 14's display and the 15 side rails. No, it's the 16 side rails, because the 15 series technically still have the ringer switch. Although it doesn't have camera control, thank goodness, because in my opinion, I already think the action button is kind of pointless and kind of inconvenient considering where it's placed, in my opinion. But the camera control control button is leagues worse than the action button. So yeah, thankfully it doesn't have that. But the back of the phone really is unique, if I'm being honest. First up, it has the 48 megapixel camera that's found on the 15 and the 16 series. And did the 14 Pro have this too? I'm trying to remember. I don't recall exactly. But yeah, it has the 48 megapixel camera. Single lens, of course, they have to cheap out and cut costs in some way. But I mean, hey, Apple claims this is a 2-in-1 lens. You're getting your standard wide angle lens, and then you have a telephoto lens by cropping from 48 to 12 megapixels, I guess. So is that an upgrade? Maybe. It's also running A18 because, of course, it should. But it also is featuring a new chip that a lot of us probably aren't going to appreciate that much, but I'm sure it helps Apple cut costs and maybe fix potential battery life. Although if it's a 5G chip, guys, come on, it doesn't matter who makes the 5G chip. 5G is a terrible technology that's slower than LTE. Yes, it is. In this area where there's 5G, it is literally slower than the LTE towers around here. How does that work? I don't know, but only goes to fuel my frustration towards this technology. Though supposedly Apple's custom 5G modem, their new C series of chips, I guess is supposed to fix some thermal issues and such, but I'm willing to bet it's just more of Apple trying to find another way to cut costs. Hey, can you blame them? The one weird thing about this phone, though, that I'm kind of trying to grasp my head around, well, there's two things, but the one weird thing is this phone doesn't actually have MagSafe. It does support wireless charging, but as I was watching Apple's little video presentation on YouTube, they carefully worded their words saying, and it features wireless charging technology. Notice how they didn't say MagSafe, and sure enough, when you look it up on Apple's website on the compare page, it does not have MagSafe support. So if you happen to use a MagSafe wallet like I do, even though it doesn't support this device, yes, I'm well aware of that. Yeah, I guess you're stuck in the same position I am, where no, your wallet will not attach to the back of your phone. Instead, it'll just do this when you let go of it. So yeah, there's that oddity, but then there's one final thing that I guess is the most controversial part of it. The price. I was fully expecting, just by listening to the leaks and the rumors about this device, we were definitely getting a price increase. There was no way we were getting all of this. USB-C, OLED displays, the notch, the all-screen display, a heavily modified body to accommodate a 48 megapixel camera. None of this sounded like it was going to cost the same $399 the SE used to cost. I guarantee the price increase was inbound, but I did not expect it to increase as high as it did. I was expecting like $100 increase, but no, we got a $200 increase. I mean, hey, it's 128 gigs. Thank goodness they're not shipping that thing with 64. 64 is not enough storage today. But yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow. Considering all of the upgrades got compared to the previous gen, I totally expected a price increase. But does it justify the increase that it got? Should it have been a little cheaper than it is? Should it be more expensive? Is it perfect where it's at? I don't know. And I don't think that's for me to judge. So I'll let you, the internet, decide on that. And I am basically out of time because I have to go get my car thawed out. All right. Thank you for watching. Do me a favor and interact with the stuff below. My name is DeWolf, Random Alpha, signing out.